Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2020. It's Women's Tour, episode 26. This season, there's only two major sponsor objectives. Unfortunately, they're both going to be really challenging, and they both take place in the same window. One's a classic, one's a stage race. The stage race, well, that's this one. It's the Tour of the Gila. We need a top 3 overall after this 5-stage race. There's a time trial, 2 punchy stages, 2 sprint stages. This is the first of those punchy stages. We're not going to be good at time trialing. We're going to lose time, guaranteed. So we must be in a very, very strong position through the 2 punchy stages. That is our literally only hope of getting some amount of success out of this tour, because anything worse than top 5 is going to be seen as an abject failure. So high demands, and this stage I think is the pivotal point. It's a 5-kilometer climb. It's a steep climb. It's going to do some damage, and it just so happens that all 6 riders have a +2 or better today. We have really lucked out on that part. The peloton has actually split at the moment. There's just 44 riders here as we hit the final 30K. We're still chasing 5 riders who have a 1.5-minute gap, but once you hit that climb, they're going to lose time rapidly as they won't have any energy left to push. So a small peloton is fantastic for us and our chances, but we are going to have to not necessarily win the stage, but we're going to have it blown up at the top and certainly be in the top 5 at the finish line. Vanderpeet is the favorite on that, but Donadin is a definite contender as she's both punchy and capable of climbing. Vanderpeet, not very punchy. Sobi, +4 today, looking really good. Mama Lenti's looking really good. So we've got a shot at doing something with this stage today. I don't know how good the competition is. Tour of the Gila is somewhat prestigious as for a race, so there could be some decent riders around us. But with 18K to go, I want to set this thing up here fairly soon and move to the front, but I don't want to waste energy. You can see the peloton is shrinking down to 58 riders now. Now let's go ahead and set this thing up. So I want maybe the punchiest riders on the back end. So maybe Donadin goes last, just in case it gets to that point. Climbier ones to hold off, and then punchier ones early to do some damage. So Mama Lenti to inflict damage, Clevenger and Miucci to get us to the climb. Alright, here we go. Not that hard. There you go. 89. Miucci. Oh, come on, Miucci. You weren't even at the back, but somehow you're now at the back and drifting further back. Your flat rating's not that bad. I hate how they do that.
The lead over the pack is dwindling. The pack is increasing its work rate. Some teams can't be happy with the breakaway.
Okay. Well, there is tempo, there is pace. We knew that. But Miucci's really just hurt us significantly. We're having to waste a lot of energy to just get forward. 43, 46 riders here as we've caught all but the last rider of the break. We're approaching the climb now, and Clevenger has not done much. We're just now starting to scoot forward. 11.6K. Ooh, we're seeing the pace lift. This is good. This is good. Pace is lifting. 90, because we want to just get there. We don't want to be totally gone beforehand. Though, there we go. Now on to Mama Lenti, who should be hitting the climb, not before then. So 88. 2 riders clear. Sobi and Mama Lenti have gone clear. Oh, gosh. The climb before the climb. Vanderpeet brings back the whole group and regains contact. Yikes. Okay, we're still not even on the official climb yet, and we're down to 3 riders. So can't go too hard here. This is
The riders are
maybe a
going
little
through
bit
very
about
tough portion
survival
with
now.
percentages
But
of
this
up
is
to
also
10%.
absolutely doing damage to everyone else. It's not just us that are feeling this thing. Feeling the heat. There you go. There's a big split. 22 riders, 20 riders. Chances are improving. There's only 16 other contenders besides us. Lenti gets dropped. She's the only one that got dropped at that moment, though. And on to the climb. 5K to go. Sophie is done. Shoot. Change of plans. Time trial matters. Time trial matters. Donadin, you gotta
5
come
kilometers
forward.
remaining.
And now take over. Not at a 99. $4K. Oh yeah, I just told you.
And they
Okay, we're
keep
down
on
to
attacking. Anyone
a
that's
very
lower gas
small
definitely
elite
won't
group
be able
here.
to keep
Oh,
up.
come on. Not following my orders at all. 5 riders have already gone clear. Vanderpeet now following behind and catching up to 3K to go, though. 1 rider long gone. We don't need to win the race. We need a top 3. Hanging on now. Hanging on. Group of 4 chasing 1. This is what I needed. Top 5. Out of energy, though, with 2K still to go. Just climb as quick as you can. Vanderpeet recovering slightly. That's 2nd and 3rd just ahead of us. We are riding 4th, 5th. That's Brennauer. Bastianelli. 1 rider has caught up to us.
This
Somebody
climb
went
features some
long
dreadful
clear.
percentages.
Nui Adama, of course. Vanderpeet. Climbing okay. We get some separation and actually catch these 2. So all of a sudden we are now
Really
into
powerful
the
sprint
front
finish
3.
to claim a great victory.
Nui Adama,
We're
huge
waiting for
victory.
the
I mean, she's
tailenders
2.5
who
minutes
continue
ahead.
to arrive.
But we are in contention for a podium position as we have now opened up a gap that puts us 3rd on the stage. And right there with 2nd place overall, Freya Brennau. 3rd on the stage, ahead of Bastianelli. And then Rika Brennauer, just 6th place for her. Aranda, huge gaps behind. This is exactly what we needed on this opening stage. I mean, we're already at 4 minutes and 40 seconds right now before these other riders are coming in, meaning huge advantage. Donadin, 11th. Sobi, 12th on the stage. Strong results for them. Mama Lenti can't be too far from the top. I mean, look at these huge gaps. Okay. So Nui Adama has just won the race already. I mean, she's clinched. She's 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes clear. But we are absolutely in contention for a top 3. 2 minutes and 50 seconds down, and then it's 3:03, and then it's 3:44. Anything from about a Ronda back is probably too far. We move forward to stage number 3. Stage 2 is a sprint stage. Unfortunately, Bastianelli, who sits 4th overall, won the stage, so she picked up 10 seconds and is now just a few seconds behind Vanderpeet as we go into this time trial. Time trialing is not yet a strength for this team as we lack the ratings for it. Vanderpeet's progressed nicely though and will be a bit okay. Donadin with a +5 race day condition still is only mustering a 73 time trial rating. Vanderpeet ready to send off. By the way, it's no accident that all or most of the team has had positive race day condition through these first couple of stages. Reason being, all 6 are on fitness peaks with objectives. There was only 2 major objectives of the year, and they're at the same time. So I knew that it was really important that we just assign that objective to everybody and get the most out of it that we can. So Sobi going right now. We're not putting in good times. Right now we're a good 2.5 minutes down, even when we do well. Maybe McLeod just went second. Viacelli at the lead. Leah Kirkman just took 5th. Alice Barnes is 6th. Leah Thomas is 8th. Archibald is 13th. There's a lot of good riders up here putting up excellent times. Sobi coming up on the finish. It looks like Donadin's a little bit closer. This is 11th and 10th overall as they go to hit the line. Donadin definitely puts in a better time. Actually 10th at a minute 1 down. That's a good time. Much better than expected. And Vanderpeet so far is actually putting in an excellent time. Let's step on it here and try to get more out of this. So +2 overall. On the race day condition, which is actually below where she should be. She should have that +3 of the day. But as we approach the line, she's got a good time trial rating, and it should be a good time. And it is 9th place, 42 seconds. Not bad, not bad. And she goes down just 1 place with Uyedama winning the stage again, so furthering her lead. But otherwise, we beat all the other contenders around us, I believe. Though we got bumped out of the top 10 when we were 9th, and only Uyedama. Okay, interesting on that. Countback must have counted us. Yes, there we go. 2nd place overall, 346 down. We move up to 2nd place. Bastianelli is nearly a minute behind. Brennauer is minute 15 down. Excellent result. Excellent result. We are in an amazing position right now. And we've only got 1 punchy stage yet to go. And we've got a real shot at hanging on and actually getting the podium out of this race.
The conditions are dreadful. The rider who wins today will have to be made of stern stuff.
This is our other major objective. It's happening on the day of the final stage of Tour of the Gila. So that other punchy stage, stage 5, is happening the same day as this. This one's taking place first. It's not going to go well for us. It's not going to go well, not like this. I actually think I should probably try to get somebody into the break. And there's a couple more choices right there. So, cobble rating, this is our problem. Maxwell, 66 today. Passerini, same. So we're going to try to protect those riders. Del Sarto, no hope on that part. But she's got a good flat rating. So maybe we'll send Del Sarto into the break and hope that being up the road like that could benefit us somehow. Bravic has a 63 today cobble rating. So that's not too bad. And the other rider is Brookshire. Brookshire has a 62 today. So again, with we knew all the major objectives were right here, right now. Del Sarto still trying to open that gap at the front. 5 riders right there with her. Brookshire now into place. And let's see. Manenti. This group as a whole, actually. Del Sarto's the weak link today.
Some team managers mustn't appreciate the fact that there is a breakaway, given that the pack has increased its speed.
We'll go with the resistance. Better for Brookshire. Okay, so Del Sarto in a breakaway of 12 riders. I like the size of the group. We only have 20 seconds, though.
The pack is back on level terms with the breakaway group.
And let's try this again.
And he sprints away in attack.
I don't want a small group. I'd rather have a large group. We need a top 5 for this race. That's really not likely to happen. Unless we have a group of 5 or 6 who get away and she can stay in it and they get a big gap. So actually a small group is probably better for us, because even if there's a top 15, say, with her cobble rating of 59 today, chances are she's going to be one of the first ones dropped from this group.
An attack is launched.
Small gap as we go into the first gravel section, cobbled section.
The rider has to up his awareness to avoid falling, and those that are on their last legs don't have the necessary physical resources to do so. Puncture! The rider will have to burn some energy to get back into the pack.
Oh gosh, Del Sarto already out of energy, just about.
The escapees have surrendered. The pack gave them no chance. There's a mass crash in
Del
the back,
Sarto
but it doesn't look too serious.
nearly
The
done.
pack is increasing its
And this
work
group's
rate.
down to
Some teams
95.
can't be happy with the breakaway. A leader is down. The team plans could well be turned upside down.
75 is not going to cut it. The whole group's going backwards. Del Sarto's already the furthest one behind.
A rider
And we
has
see
just
another
suffered a
split.
puncture.
We're never going to see Del Sarto again. Dang. Oh, this is happening fast.
Another flat tire. Fall in the pack. The riders have to have their wits
It's
about
already
them
a
on this
limited
dangerous
group
section.
chasing.
You never know what's going to happen on
Okay,
cobblestones.
Bravich. Okay, Manenti's done. There's Bravich. There's Bravich. Bravich is going backwards. Brookshire's not going to last. Brookshire's done. Oh my goodness, this is happening so fast. There's still 110 kilometers to go. This is just the first
Apparently, there's another
lap
puncture. The riders
of
really should pay more
5.
attention to their choice of tires.
It's the first lap of 5. And all of a sudden, there's 14 riders left at the front and 10 riders chasing. And Maxwell and Passerini, goodbye. There goes 4 riders, leaving the other 6 behind. There's 18 riders left at the front of the field. And we have 2 riders in the next group. We're going to get a little bit of recovery here, but very little. 7 chasing 17. Looks like we actually might regain contact.
And here are the
No.
dreaded cobblestones. I know
No,
several
not
riders
now.
who would prefer to be at home in front of the telly. There's another rider with a puncture. The sides of the road are not a tire's best friend.
Pushing too hard because the energy's gone fast. It was 15, now 13 left at the front. It's amazing how fast this is blowing up. I mean, I knew it was going to blow up. Let's just go time lapse and we'll see where we end up. It's not going to be pretty, but there's only about 15 riders ahead of us. Here's the battle for the victory as we sit 10 minutes behind this. Henselman has caught up and is now lapping riders and has gone from second to the lead in the final 5 or 6K and is going to come away with the victory. Yolanda Neff takes second. 3 Swiss riders on top. Rooser takes third. Laxiri, one of our targets, gets 5th place. Just weren't able to get her signed. 15 riders have already crossed. Jennifer Maxwell is the next one, and she comes up to the finish line now. Just missing the top 20. This group just in front of us is all about to cross the line. We were that close. End up 28th. Nearly got a top 20, which wouldn't have mattered anyway. We needed a top 5, which meant top 10 was the only thing we could get without being seen as a total failure. So 28th. Well, considering where we were in seasons past in this type of race, 28th actually isn't that bad. I think we were around 60th or 70th in our highest position just a short while ago. Passerini was 39th. Bravich was 49th. Brookshire, that's about where we were, 58th. It might have been, no, it wasn't with Brookshire that we did that, but Del Sarto down in 83rd. One of the first riders dropped. Lucky to make it. I didn't see her get lapped, but she must have been close.
We've selected the following highlights for you.
Final stage. Snow is falling. And I like our chances of hanging on to second place. But we're not even in the top 10 favorites. Not one of our riders for this stage. Under Pete wearing that under 25's jersey. Donaden on a +5. That's going to be nice. She also sits in the top 10. 10th place. Yuchi. Vanderpeet on a 0, the race day condition. That's not going to be helpful. So it'll be also on a 0 for the race day condition. But Donaden's +5 could absolutely help us get there. Mamalenti looks okay. Clevenger definitely looks okay as well. Fortunately, 2 of our 3 top riders, at least they're not negative. And group as a whole is right where we should be, race day condition. It's not like we were technically unlucky, but to have our leader on a 0 when she should be seeing a +2 or +3 on the day. Less than ideal, but it happens. 12 riders in the break, 2-minute gap. Little amount of climbing here early on, but then we have 3 hefty climbs and then a short finishing climb. The short finishing climb shouldn't do too much damage. Should be pretty close together. If you can get over the 3 climbs leading up to it, still in the group with Vanderpeet, we should be good to go. Already inside 120k, so we won't wait too much longer till we get water the first time. And let's go ahead and do that now. Next time should be in between the next climb and then that final set. Okay, we're going to need to slow it down just a little bit when we hit that first climb, because we definitely don't want to run the risk of getting dropped. Going to happen very quickly, even at a 79 with a group like this, but we won't slow it down too much, just enough to be able to respond. Okay, we are seeing blinking red, but nobody's going backwards right now. At least not in a bad way. Climb levels off for a while.
The pack is putting the squeeze
This
on the
isn't that bad of a
breakaway.
climb.
A couple of teams have set themselves up as pacemakers
That
for
was
the
one of
pack.
the steeper
They
sections.
obviously don't have anybody in the breakaway group.
Okay. We've drifted back a few bike lengths, but nothing too bad. 5k to go. Halfway up. It's really only steep at the end, and that's where we're going to need to speed up just a little bit. Otherwise, we can definitely lose ground quickly. So we'll get ready for that.
There's a breakaway in the leading group.
Before we get up there, try to recover our position just slightly. 1k to go. This is the steep section. And we're good to go. Peloton is definitely a little bit smaller, but out of the 70 riders left in the peloton, we managed to get everybody over the top, back up to 94 riders, down to 11 at the front with 1 rider just about caught, and the whole group. That breakaway does not have much of an advantage. Alright, 62k to go. We need to get water one last time, and we need to do so fairly soon. But with climbing, you don't want to go too early. But we definitely want it done before we start climbing again. Okay, Clevenger, go ahead and get that water. The rest is flat until the climb. There we go, water done, 48k. That should get us to the end. Okay, Miyochi and Clevenger probably not going to make it over this climb. So
the lead over the
let's
pack is dwindling.
gel and gel for those two. And then we're going to have to go a little bit harder. 83.
This climb is
Yeah,
feared
they're
by
holding
many
position
riders.
okay.
The percentages are very high.
Even though they're still blinking red, they're just conserving a little bit of
The
energy, but
escapees have surrendered.
mostly holding
The pack
position.
gave them no chance. The pace is so
Okay,
high that a few
Miucci
riders are
and
gonna be
Clevenger,
very
as
sore at the
expected,
end of the
are
day.
fading, and the peloton is shrinking.
The breakaway is not to everybody's liking. The
And
peloton has
they're
significantly
definitely about to
increased
get
its
dropped.
speed.
Not lasting much longer here. Down to 56. A few more gaps starting to emerge, but otherwise these 4 holding their position just fine. They all should be able to get over the top. Mamalenti, it's going to be close. If we put her on protection duty, that's going to be a problem, but if we leave her be, she should get over this final kilometer. 45. 39 now.
It's an attack.
32 with that acceleration. 31, 30 riders. Malenti just hanging on, but does hang on. Alright, now Malenti protect. Done it in. So it'll be protect Vanderpeet. Okay, 84. Ready to go. Definite fatigue. Definitely a small group now. Malenti's going to need that gel fairly soon. A little bit of time. The climb itself is 8.7. Okay, gel now. 14k, so we're about 6k from that. Downhill should go pretty quickly. Just 2 riders left on the front. They are Tetrick, maybe not in contention, so not a threat at all. I wouldn't mind if they go and claim the stage by a small margin and take time gaps away from our rivals. Alright, Donadin approaching full recoverment. I think just hits it. Vanderpeet comes up just short of it. But both of them should get through this climb just fine. Sobi, don't know. Surprised that there's not a hard chase right now. I don't need to take time like we did on stage 1. We have the time. We need to not lose time, so we're riding defensively. We're not riding for the win. Uedama has a huge advantage there. Just riding to keep second place. Malenti gets dropped along with a small group. And we're down to 21 now. 1 rider left away. Not done climbing, but the worst of it's behind us. I like that I have 3 riders of the last 22 in contention. That's a KOM surge. There we go.
The finish line is getting close. The riders have just passed the
15K.
15 kilometers road sign.
Malenti is back.
A rider is taking his chance alone.
And we're seeing some attacks. We're going to hit the top here in just a second. I was hoping to use Malenti, but that's not going to happen. Go over the top here. They're going to settle down, but we also need to ease our way to the front. Set ourselves up for the final climb. Speaking of, that is 3.5k, 6%, but only 2.8 on the average. It's not that steep, not much to it. And now we're to the front. Still have that 1 rider away. And Sobi is done. On to Donadin. Back together.
Watch out. A team leader is falling behind.
Donadin easing us towards the finish. 5k to go.
We're into the last
Don't
5
need to
kilometers.
push too hard here. 4k. Here we go. Come on, come on. Vanderpeet. Second overall. Okay. So it begins. Final push. 2.5k to go. Donadin accelerating a little bit more. Picking up the speed. 1.7. 1.3. Okay, attack. Donadin, attack. And Vanderpeet, attack. We're not losing time. That's the important thing. Uedama winning another stage. Vanderpeet doesn't have sprint. She's a climber. Rado, Kirkman, Bastianelli, and we are not losing any time on this one. So there you go. That's going to be 16th on the stage. Donadin was 10th on the stage. 19 left in the group. Sobi takes 21st on the stage. There's Malenti. 25th on the stage. And now we just need our results. Make sure there's no time gap, and if there's not, that is a second place finish. And a job well done for Floor Vanderpeet.
Now for the race highlights.
No time gaps. There it is. Second place. 3 minutes 50 seconds. 56 seconds. Almost 4 minutes down. Uedama wins that very, very comfortably. But great result. Donadin actually moves up to 8th place in the end. Selby moves back up to 12th place in the end. So excellent, excellent all-around team effort on that one. Points, nothing. KOM, nothing. Under 25. First, second, and 5th place. Team, 3rd place, just 6 seconds behind Sunweb. Canyon Shram. I mean, we just took 2nd place with those teams here. Awesome. Awesome. Love it. That is 1 fail and 1 success. We'll take that next day. Ultimately, it's a little bit of a drop. Massive failure and just a regular success there, as we did not win. But still, that's the 2 biggest objectives behind us. This is already after the deadline. That's it. 4 objectives to go, 2 stars or less. Stage win, a top 5, a top 3, and a stage win. Well, I don't know how well we're going to do with those, which means there's a chance we're going to drop, but we're certainly not dropping a lot. So worst case scenario is a success this season. Acceptable, 95,000. Best case scenario, success, and we add 12,000 to the mix. I'm not sure we're going to pull that off right now. We're just barely in that window. And with the 4 to come, I'm not liking our chances of getting really any of those. But if we can grab a few odd results here and there, add a couple more pluses in, maybe. Vanderpeet's starting to develop a bit of a reputation as a registered rider. So that's coming up. If she gets a couple more results, it'll boost that even further. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.